This is the Deep Dive from Global Heroes, where positive stories get the spotlight they deserve. Stay inspired by signing up for our newsletter and following us at Global Heroes across social media.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our deep dive today is really about digging into that link.
So-
How does just one experience in school, maybe a single day, turn science from just another subject into, well, a lifelong passion, maybe even a career?
Yeah, it's fascinating, and we've got a great story to illustrate this. Someone named Maddie.
Right, Maddie. So tell us about her starting point.
Well, the change, it really starts young. For Maddie, the sources point to grade 2. She was in a scientist in school workshop.
Grade 2, that early.
That early. And before that, yeah, she liked science, sure. But the workshop, it seems, shifted things. It wasn't just about learning facts.
Uh-huh.
It was realizing science could be hands-on, messy, actually fun. That connection, linking curiosity with, enjoyment, that seems to be what really stuck.
Okay, so that fun aspect in grade 2, how did that translate later on? The source connects it directly to aerospace engineering, which is quite a leap.
It is, but the line seems pretty clear. That initial spark wasn't just a flash of the pan. Maddie herself talks about wanting to understand how planes work, how they're designed.
Because she loves the skies.
Exactly. It shows that the confidence, that sense of wonder that started way back then, that feeling of, hey, I can figure this out,
Hmm.
it really propelled her thinking, her choices, all the way through grade 8 and beyond.
So it's not just interest, it's building that self-belief early on.
That's a huge part of it. When kids have fun while they're discovering things, it just naturally sparks more curiosity, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes
They
sense.
stop just trying to memorize stuff and start looking at the world more like a scientist does, asking questions, seeing patterns, and bam, the door to a future in STEM just kind of swings open.
And this isn't just a one-off anecdote about Maddie.
No, not at all. The program that sparked her interest, it's still running, still having an impact at that very same school. Shows some real staying power.
Okay, so let's talk about the how. This organization, Scientists in School, how do they actually deliver this kind of impact consistently? It sounds great, but what's the mechanism? What are they physically bringing into the classroom?
Right, it's about the whole package. They don't just send a pamphlet. They bring actual scientists, presenters, right into the classroom.
Okay.
And crucially, they bring all the hands-on materials and equipment needed for specific investigations. Think like model kits for physics, or maybe optics gear to actually see how light bends. Stuff kids can touch and manipulate.
So tangible tools, not just talk.
Exactly. And it's all designed to line up with the school curriculum, so it fits right in.
That scale you mentioned earlier, almost 14,000 workshops last year across the whole country.
Yeah, all provinces and territories. It's quite extensive.
Wow. But with that kind of scale, how do they keep the quality high? We have that quote from a grade 4 teacher saying their scientist was wonderful, engaging, funny, let the kids discover. That sounds pretty good.
It does, and that feedback seems common.
Yeah.
It suggests they're hitting those qualitative marks, not just the numbers. But the numbers also tell a really important story about equity. Well, the source material highlights that nearly half of those workshops happened in communities identified as marginalized or under-resourced.
Almost half.
Yeah, think about classrooms with tight budgets. They likely couldn't afford specialized gear or bringing in experts like this on their own. So this program gives them access, a really valuable, maybe even life-changing experience.
So it's leveling the playing field, in a way, making sure access isn't just about where you happen to go to school.
Precisely. It ensures that spark, that opportunity Maddie had, isn't restricted by a school district's budget.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here for you listening in?
I think it boils down to this. There's a clear vision at play. A Canada where, ideally, every single child gets truly engaged in STEM. Not just learning facts, but really doing it.
And these kinds of programs, by focusing on that early curiosity, that hands-on fun, and building genuine confidence, they're actually succeeding in shaping future innovators, future problem solvers.
It seems so. Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe something for you to mull over. If one workshop, just one fun, engaging experience in grade 2 can fuel a passion strong enough to lead towards something as complex as aerospace engineering over a decade later, well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Wonder what?
What other simple, high-quality early interventions, maybe focused on that cognitive spark, that enjoyment, are we currently underestimating when it comes to building the skills needed for tomorrow's innovators across all sorts of fields? That's it for today's Deep Dive. Want more? Stay connected with Global Heroes through our newsletter and socials.